President of the Public Services Association, Watson Duke, continues to express his disappointment in government's response to last Tuesday's earthquake. At his office on Monday, Mr. Duke said he wants to see copies of the insurance certificates for the buildings occupied by public servants. Janine Brown reports.
Almost 1 week after a 6.9 magnitude earthquake rocked TNT, PSA President Watson Duke maintains his disappointment with government's response to the natural disaster. He says that the quake has raised some serious concerns that are yet to be properly addressed by those in authority. Chief amongst his concerns, the safety of public servants.
We want to see the building insurance for those buildings. Otherwise, our members will be advised, yes, in accordance with the laws, not to enter those 3 buildings. The Inland Revenue Building and the Customs House at Government Campus Plaza, and that beautiful building called opposite the Red House, which is the Nallis Building / Public Administration.
He's also not satisfied with Works Minister Rohan Sinanan's assurance that assessment checks were carried out post-quake.
They're talking about they went around and they checked buildings and the buildings are safe. That's not so. If you have structural engineers at the Ministry of Works and Transport, their CV must be known and they must work with the PSA because we represent the workers. There's no secret we're going by night and checking buildings and come back and say they're safe. That's not so.
The PSA president is now calling for the establishment of a group life insurance policy for public servants to be considered,
where every employee pays a meager $75 while the employer pays $187. You know what's the benefit of that? Every single employee is covered by $600,000 in the event of death, normal death, off the job.
Last week, Mr. Duke urged his workers to stay home following the earthquake, citing the same concerns he addressed on Monday. His actions were described by government as causing unnecessary panic, but Mr. Duke maintains that he acted in the best interest of those he represents. Janine Brown, C News.
President of the Public Services Association, Watson Duke, is confident that his union's wage negotiations are moving forward in a promising manner. It follows the union's meeting with the Chief Personnel Officer last Friday. Mr. Duke said the CPO decided against the proposed 0.00% wage offer to public servants for the period 2017 to 2020.
I said the CPO withdrew the 0.00%. It means we are going somewhere. We are going somewhere to negotiations. And while she was not in a position to give a fixed figure, I believe that the attitude displayed by the CPO and that we would have mirrored is one that represents social dialogue, one that represents consensus by agreeing.
The CPO is tasked with handling employer-employee relations in all statutory authorities and in the civil service. These responsibilities include the fixing of salaries and other terms and conditions of employment that relate to market rates for public officers. The PSA is scheduled to meet with the CPO again on September 19th.